I'm Tad Flakey.
I'm Lilibet Flakey.
And this is Pointless Global News. On today's show, a proud British gent sets a new record for pulling a 2-ton car with his balls.
Then, the story of a man raised by wolves as a boy, adjusting to life without wolves.
Next, ChatGPT wants you to shove garlic up your ass. I'll explain why later. But first, these are achievements that expand our understanding of what the human body can do. The 4-minute mile, free solo climbing, the competitive eating circuit, broadly speaking, and then there's whatever John Stephenson did for a lot of fun on Friday afternoon in Halifax in the United Kingdom, which expanded what we believe the human body should never be asked to do under any circumstances. On February 27th, the 50-year-old kickboxer from Yorkshire achieved something no one in the United Kingdom had previously attempted or wanted to, or discussed in any formal planning capacity. He pulled a 2-ton Seat Leon 50 meters using only his testicles. For those of you who don't live in Europe, a Seat is a brand of car that's sold there, and this one looks to be roughly the size of a Toyota Camry for those of us stateside here. The tow rope was attached to a silk scarf because apparently there are textile standards for something like this, and Stephenson then tied it around his testicles. The venue was West Bank in Halifax, a street where scenes from ITV's Ackley Bridge, that's a British show, that show is filmed there, meaning that the road has now hosted both a fictional comedy drama and something considerably harder to explain at a pitch meeting. There was a scary moment early on when the slip knot in the tow rope came loose, causing Stephenson to jolt in a way that just made every man reading this cross his legs simultaneously. He did recover, though. He completed the pull. He then ate a bag of nuts, ironically, because if John Stephenson understands anything, it's narrative structure. When I'd finished, my plums were bright purple, but I'm still firing on all cylinders, Stephenson said afterward, delivering a medical update that no one had requested, but had to read that, and now you've heard it too. He added that he believed he could have gone further, but simply ran out of road, which is both an inspirational metaphor and the most alarming traffic planning complaint Halifax has ever received. The stunt, however, carried a genuinely serious message. Stephenson wanted to raise awareness for men's mental health, operating on the theory that if a man tying his own reproductive organs to a Seat Leon car and then dragging it down a public street doesn't start a conversation, well, the conversation was never going to happen. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and ask for help, he said. A lot of men don't. They feel like they have an ego to maintain. He paused, narratively. Men who talk can heal. It is by any measure an excellent point, delivered by a man whose scarf to testicle apparatus was still visible in the background. The personal backdrop makes the whole thing stranger, but also more human. Stephenson, you see, recently discovered that he had 7 previously unknown siblings after his estranged father's daughter, Colleen, sent him a Facebook message out of nowhere. Desperate for money to travel and meet his new family, he entered a bare-knuckle fight and used the winner's purse to fund train fare. Fast forward a few months later, several of his newly discovered relatives turned out to cheer his testicular achievement, including newly discovered sister Sherry, who watched a man she'd only recently learned existed drag a car with his genitals on a street in Halifax. It was amazing, she said. Very bizarre, but we're all very proud of him.
And very bizarrely, I don't want to, but I'm trying to picture how he actually accomplished this. So I'm going to stop thinking about it right now. I really don't want to know.
Well, like most things nowadays, if you look online and use the storylines I've been using here, you'll find the picture of it.
Okay.
It really isn't as horribly graphic as you might think. It's surprisingly tame.
If you say so, Tad.
I say so.
A man who spent 12 years being raised by wolves in a cave has confessed he feels let down by human existence. Marco Rodriguez Pantoja earned the nickname the Mowgli of Spain when authorities discovered him. However, the former wolf boy says he finds the harshness of the human world difficult and longs to return to life amongst the animals. He said, I don't know where to go. I just wanted to escape to the mountains. Rodriguez was 19 when he was found living in Spain's Sierra Morena mountain range. He had been living amongst wolves for 12 years and was discovered running about barefoot and semi-clothed, communicating only through grunts. Yet now, the 72-year-old lives in a tiny, chilly home and claims his final joyful memories are from his youth with the creatures. Rodriguez ended up living with the wolves after losing both parents. His mother died when he was 3, and his father moved in with another woman. They brought him to the mountains to take over from a goat herd who tended 300 animals, but when he learned how to create fire and tools, the man vanished or died, leaving 7-year-old Rodriguez abandoned. The mountain's creatures became his sole companions, and just like in the Jungle Book tale, the wolf cubs welcomed him as kin. A female wolf nursed him, and he rested in a cave with bats, snakes, and deer. The wolves also showed him how to endure and which berries and mushrooms were edible. He explained, one day I went into a cave and started to play with wolf cubs that lived there and fell asleep. Later, the mother brought food for them and I woke up. The wolf started to rip the meat apart. A cub got close to me and I tried to steal his food because I was hungry as well. The mother pawed at me. I backed off. However, he claims that after feeding her young, she tossed him a piece of meat. He recalled, I didn't want to touch it because I thought she was going to attack me, but she was pushing the meat with her nose. I took it, ate it, and thought she was going to bite me, but she put her tongue out and started to lick me. After that, I was part of the family. Yet after Rodriguez was discovered by the civil guard and returned to human society, he claims his life has completely unraveled. He maintains he has been deceived, mistreated, and taken advantage of in the workplace and has never genuinely managed to fit in with other people. He also believes others mock him because he knows little about politics or football or contemporary life. And while he has attempted to go back to the mountains, he says it's no longer the same, and the wolves don't remember him. He now lives in a small house with cave-like low ceilings, which is filled with memorabilia and drawings. I don't really completely believe this story. I really don't.
No?
I know there have been instances where children have been raised in a wood area, a wooded-like area, and wild animals have been beneficial, but I don't think a mama wolf would, because they're pack animals, right?
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't think she'd be by herself.
stranger things have happened, though.
They truly have, but I'm calling
Plus, it's such a nice, uplifting story.
I'm calling cap on this story.
Okay. And because it's so uplifting, I feel kind of guilty trudging away with this final story, but trudge away I will anyway. It's a worrying health tip that has raised more than a few eyebrows. And for anyone considering using this particular piece of advice from an artificial intelligence chatbot, don't. Just don't. A new study published in the Lancet Digital Health found that systems similar to ChatGPT, Grok, and Gemini have been urging people to insert garlic into their rectum. The suggestions are presented in a confident, medical-sounding language and may come across as legitimate, but not only is there zero evidence of any medical benefits, applying garlic in this way may actually cause injury. Large language models, better known as LLMs, the technology behind the AI tools, are designed to generate natural-sounding text in response to written prompts. These systems are trained on vast data sets that include medical literature and are capable of achieving excellent scores on medical licensing exams. But despite developers warning that the systems should not be used for medical advice, they are nonetheless widely consulted by the general public. Researchers found that the tools provided no greater benefit than a typical internet search. Participants often asked incomplete or poorly framed questions, and the responses frequently mixed sensible and questionable advice, making it difficult for users to decide what to do. The researchers say the findings suggest that chatbots are not currently a reliable tool for the public to do anything, including, of course, health decisions. And you would want me to try this or not?
I would hope that no one would try this.
Like I would ever think about doing that.
It's a very bad idea. Just like our president telling people or suggesting that people try bleach or other things to cure COVID back when it was out and about and everyone had it. So no, don't listen to non-health experts. But that seems to be all we have in the Department of Health now. So
That's true. Boys and girls, don't try this at home.
don't.
No. And that's a wrap for another Pointless Global News. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tad Flaky.
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
Stay pointless, my friend.